Hi everyone, in this screencast I want to talk about references. So to get started we need to click on the References tab. On the References ribbon we see we have several different groups. First is the Table of Contents group, the Footnotes group, a Citation and Bibliography group, Captions, Index, and a Table of Authorities. The groups that I want to talk to about today are going to be the Citation and Bibliography group and the Footnote group. Now I already have a document already open. And within this document we already have some citations already inserted and we have some footnotes already inserted. So what we're going to do is simply show you what happens and how you can insert an additional footnote and what that would look like. So for example, we see down here at the bottom we have a footnote for trip expenses, and if I find in my document just above that, that is where that footnote is placed. Now if I wanted to place a footnote before this particular one, I can do that and Word will automatically renumber them for me. So as you can tell, I just clicked to the right of the period of the 45% and I'm going to place a footnote. So in order to place that footnote, I click where I would like that footnote to be placed and then I simply say Insert Footnote. Notice it now has renumbered the previous footnote to now reflect the order in which it appears, which is the second one, so it's numbered 2, and the footnote that I just inserted is now number 1. And it automatically adjusts the paragraph, or actually the page formatting I should say, and we can see that the cursor is blinking and it's waiting for me to actually place that footnote information. So for example, we can say for this that the data was obtained by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and I'll place that information in here. Okay, so we can see right here that we've inserted that footnote into our document, and it is really nice because it will, as I said before, it adjusts the formatting of the document so it appears on that page. I'm going to scroll down and we can see our document here. On our second page here under recommendations, we can see that we have a citation that has been inserted, and if I hover over it I see that the citation is shaded, and that tells me that that's a field. Alright, as I move my mouse away, the shading goes away, and as I place it on top, that tells me that that's a field. Now if I needed to edit that field, I could do that. If I maybe wanted to input a page number, I could do that. I would simply by clicking on it, I activate it, and I hit that arrow to the right of it, and I can simply say edit the citation, and perhaps maybe I wanted to add a page, and we could say add page 56. Okay, and it automatically adds that information, and I click anywhere to just deselect that. So that is working with an existing citation within the document. If we wanted to add a new source, there's two ways that we can do that. We can either go up to Insert Citation and click on the link, and we see there's an option that says Add New Source. We can also go to Manage Sources, and that opens up our Source Manager, and there's an option here for a new source, which brings up that Create Source dialog box. Regardless, either way, it brings you to the same place. Okay, within the Create Source dialog box, you will note that we have a bunch of fields that we need to fill in. The first of which is they're asking us what is the source. We can click on the down arrow and we can scroll through all the different options. And this is really nice because it gives you all the information that is going to be necessary for you to complete the source that you are citing. So for example, if it were a book, we would need the author, the title, year, the city, the publisher, and perhaps the medium. Okay, and if it were a book selection, again, we would see all that information that we have here, and then all the information that would be necessary in order to cite that piece of for for your document. So let's take a look at one of the options that we have selected here in our current list, one of our current sources that we already have. By selecting the actual source, it activates the edit button. So if I wanted, I can hit the edit button, and I can see right in here that I have all the information that pertains to that particular source. And so I'm just simply going to hit the cancel button, and I can click on the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and I can edit that, and again I can see the information that is provided for there, and I can see the type of source that it is. And I haven't made any changes, so I'm simply going to hit the cancel button. I don't know why this placeholder is here, so I'm simply going to delete that, because that is not necessary to have that in there. Okay, so you can see that you can insert a source from either option. Okay, if we wanted to insert a source into our document, let's say we'll scroll up to the first page here, and we'll say maybe after the word trend we are going to insert a source. So I would simply say insert citation. Because those sources are already in there, I don't have to re-enter them. They're already in there, and they will appear in my citation list. So we'll say this time I want to insert, I'm referencing the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. And as I do that, it places that information right into my document for me. And that is a really, really beautiful thing, because it saves us a lot of time, and we don't have to worry about the actual formatting when we're looking at the particular style. And that is when we look at our styles right here. We're currently set at an MLA style, but other popular styles are the APA and the Chicago. So for example, if this were supposed to be, I completed my paper, and now I realize that, oh no, this is not the correct style, I simply will click on the APA, and it will automatically adjust that for me. And if I scroll down, we will also see here it automatically adjusts the way the formatting looks for the APA versus an MLA. So clicking on that, we can see the difference of how it's displayed. And that saves us a lot of time, rather looking up that information in a book, or we're looking that information up online. We have the tools right here in Microsoft Word. Now once we've completed a paper, we always need to cite our sources. So I'm going to go to the end of my document, and we always place our sources on a page by itself. So I'm going to insert a page break, and I'm going to do it by using a keyboard, which is a Control-Enter, and that brings me to the top of page 3. In that citation and bibliography group, we have our bibliography button, and you'll notice in here, depending upon how the instructor may want that presented, they might term it a bibliography, they might term it as references, it might be termed works cited, and that really depends upon the teacher. So we are going to say, we are going to place it in there as a bibliography. I simply click on bibliography, and you will see that it automatically inputs the information and formats it according to that particular writing style. You don't have to sit there and wonder about the hanging indent. You don't have to worry about, is it italicized, is it underlined, is there a comma, a semicolon, is it a period? It places all that formatting for you. And again, remember when I said you make a mistake, okay, and you're not APA style, you're an MLA style, it doesn't matter, it will automatically adjust that for you. So it's a really, really great tool, and if you learn how to use it, you'll realize it's a valuable tool for you to use as you're writing your papers. I hope this has been helpful for you.